Welcome back inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. Over to the bar set now, and we got to talk about the Big Ten Media Days because tomorrow Jim Harbaugh and Michigan players will take the podium along with nobody else in the Big Ten because that's not really the headliners. Tuesday's another. Everybody leaves, except they got to stay around for Ohio State and Michigan State, who will speak on Tuesday. Look, I think we just saw some tweets the other day from Michigan and Michigan State players. I think John Reschke, starting linebacker for the Spartans, tweeted 100 days until they're trapped in our stadium for 60 minutes or something along those lines, and then some other players got on board. And hey, look, I love the rivalry because it's just constant 365 hatred. When you see stuff like that, you just got to get your blood pumping for football.
Well, it is. It was funny because, and then R.J. Williamson, former safety for Michigan State, jumps in and is like, okay, guys, stop me. Prove me wrong. Show me how we haven't beaten you all this time. And it's like, oh, well, you got lucky last year. And you did. Okay, yeah, so it goes. It's no matter what. This is what Michigan and Michigan State fans have been asking for years. Mm-hmm. We have it now, and I don't think the fans will be able to handle that both teams will be good.
Both teams are going to be very good, especially in a year where I think that both of them are transitioning. I think Michigan has a little bit of an edge with experience, just some returners, but D'Antonio has proven time and time again, don't count him out. Plus, you got the whole Ohio State thing down in Columbus.
Which is the team that I think is going to actually win the Big Ten.
That's the team that has the least, and it's funny because they have the least returning starters, but maybe the most talent on any team in the country to come step in and right away compete.
And a turnkey quarterback for Ohio State as well. And I know the Michigan fans and the Michigan State fans, they love it and they get into it. And yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. But don't forget about old Urban Meyer down there in Columbus. Exactly. He's the one with the rings. He's the one with the ships.
The thing that bothers me, the returning starters is the most useless phrase ever. Because now teams rotate people in so that on your D-line, 10 to 12 people may play in that game. Yeah. Only 4 started, but 8 others contributed.
And you know, Rico, Urban Meyer never gets good players. So you know, now that all those guys left to the NFL for Ohio State, what are they going to do? Where are they going to get talent? I don't know what Urban Meyer's going to do.
Well, you're going to see 2 Detroit guys in that lineup. Yep. You're going to see Mike Weber. You're going to see Damon Webb. 2 guys that both played at Cass Tech will be starting, and I think they're going to contribute.
I really do think that this is a year, though, you can't sleep on maybe some of those West Division guys. And I know that's crazy to say this early, but I think
There's
Iowa.
Another division?
There is another division. But Iowa was this
start?
close to winning the Big Ten last year. They have a lot coming back as far as your returning starters threat. But
they do.
And their quarterback is also back in full. Plus, Nebraska is always that team that gets that perennial hype.
That's the team that I'm going to go with out of the West this year. Nebraska was the hard luck team. Think about it. You lost 2 games, not 1, but 2 on Hail Marys. Mm-hmm. That doesn't happen. No. They were so close in a lot of the games that I think that they're going to – I look at Tommy Armstrong Jr. I think he's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the Big Ten.
Yep.
And, yeah, I'm looking at all-red Big Ten championship game, Nebraska, Ohio State.
Well, it's funny, Rico, because you keep hearing about Nebraska and you know, pundits like yourself have extolled the virtues of Nebraska. I keep hearing it, but I never keep seeing it. I haven't seen it yet. Tommy Frazier's not walking through that door for Nebraska.
Did you see this? You felt bad for them.
I'll never feel bad for Nebraska.
Hail Marys.
Well, they did win one kind of on a Hail Mary when Michigan State dropped the ball and couldn't figure out.
I found out that you could run out of bounds and come back in. I never knew that rule.
You never knew that. Well, Justin,
it's like the Tuck rule.
Real quickly, I'm with you on Iowa because college sports, Rico, as you know, it's about the schedule game as much as it is about anything else. Peep that Iowa schedule if you get a chance. If you want a good chuckle, go ahead and get a look at that Iowa schedule. And Michigan, they're behind the 8 ball. The non-conference.
The first 7 games of Michigan's season are all at home, and they're very.
They play the PSL teams, but then they actually have to go on the road for their 3 toughest games.
Right.
Michigan hasn't fared well on the road. Going back to the days of Bo?
I will say this, though, before anyone can just write them off just simply based upon that. Last year, Michigan State had to go on the road to Ann Arbor and Columbus, and they did. So it's not impossible for Michigan fans to dream that dream season is here. Lots to come from that. I'm headed to Chicago myself in a couple of hours just to get started on that. But we want to hear from you. You have any questions you want me to ask maybe some of the coaches? Get those in. Right now, use the hashtag 7SportsCave on Twitter. We'll get to Ask the Analyst next right here on the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave.
Hey, Jim, remember when you